Good day, my name is Sri Anbi Baktong. Today I will discuss all about metabolism, fermentation, and photosynthesis. Metabolism. Metabolism, chemical reactions that deal with synthesis or breakdown of biomolecules in living systems. These chemical reactions occur in series or metabolic pathways. Metabolism had two processes, catabolism and anabolism. Catabolism is degradation or complex molecules to simple molecules, while anabolism is synthesis, complex molecules from simple molecules. Fermentation. Fermentation, conversion of sugar to alcohol using yeast, chemical conversion of carbohydrates into alcohols or acids. The process is often used to produce wine and beer. Also employed in preservation to create lactic acid in sour foods such as pickled and cucumbers, kimchi, and yogurt. The science of fermentation is known as zymology. With the goal of producing a specific chemical product. The chemistry of fermentation: aerobic and anaerobic cellular respiration, glycolysis, alcoholic fermentation, and lactic acid fermentation. Aerobic cellular respiration, the aerobic means with air. This type of respiration needs oxygen for it to occur, so it is called aerobic respiration. Glucose and oxygen to carbon dioxide and water and energy. These are the chemical equation. There are three stages: glycolysis, citric acid cycle, and electron transport chain. There are stages of aerobic cellular respiration. Fermentation, it is a process by which the living cell is able to obtain energy through the breakdown of glucose and other simple sugar molecule without requiring oxygen. Fermentation results in the production of energy in the form of two ATP molecules and produce less energy than aerobic process of cellular respiration. Louis Pasteur in the 19th century used the term fermentation in a narrow sense to describe the changes brought about the yeast and the other microorganism growing in the absence of air. He also recognized that ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide are not the only product of fermentation. And fermentation is also used more broadly to refer to the block of growth of microorganisms on a growth medium, often with the goal of producing a specific chemical product. Products of fermentation. The end product of fermentation differ depending on the organism. Lactic acid and lactite is carbon dioxide and water produced from many bacteria, fungi, protists, and animal cells, notably muscle cells in the body. Ethyl alcohol, carbon dioxide, and water produced from yeast and most plant cells. Fermentation products include food products: milk, yogurt, kefir, fresh and ripened cheeses, fruits, wine, vinegar, vegetable, pickles, soy sauce, meat, fermented sausage, and salami. Industrial chemical: solvent, isotone, butanol, ethanol, enzymes, amino acids. Specialty chemicals are vitamins, The range of fermentation process. There are 5 major groups of commercially important fermentations. So those that produce microbial cells or biomass as the product, those that produce microbial enzymes, those that produce microbial metabolites, those that produce recombinant products, those that modify a compound which is added to the fermentation, the transportation. The component parts of a fermentation process, the formulations of media to be used in culturing the process organisms during the development of the inoculums and in the production fermenter, the sterilization of the medium fermenters and ancillary equipment, the production of an active pure culture in sufficient quantity to inoculate the production vessels, the growth of organisms in the production fermenter under optimum conditions, the product formation, the extraction of the product and its purification, the disposal of effluents and produced by the process. Photosynthesis. The synthesis of chemical substance with the aid of light, the formation of carbohydrates from carbon dioxide and water with the liberation of oxygen in the presence of chlorophyll. Photosynthesis is a process in which plants make their own food to be able to grow and develop. In order to perform photosynthesis, they need various elements: sunlight, carbon dioxide, obtained from air and water, chlorophyll, which is the green substance that all plants have and is fundamental for performing photosynthesis. Chlorophyll is what gives all plants the green color. Definition of photosynthesis is the process by which autotrophic organisms use light's energy to make sugar and oxygen gas from carbon dioxide and water. Occurs in plants, algae, and some prokaryotes. Anabolic, endergonic, stored as carbohydrate in their bodies. Photosynthesis occurs in chloroplast organelles in certain plants. All green plant parts have chloroplast and carry out photosynthesis. The leaves have the most chloroplast. The green color comes from chlorophyll in the chloroplast. The pigments absorb light energy. Why are plants green? Plant cells have green chloroplast. The thylakoid membrane of the chloroplast is imregnated with photosynthetic pigments. Light-independent reaction, also known as Calvin's cycle, takes place in the stroma of the chloroplast. No light required, but need the end of products. Produce NADP and ATP. Of light-dependent reaction, reduce NADP and ATP to produce simple sugars. It need also an enzyme.